Morning. Got a lovely block paved drive to clean today, and it wraps around the whole back end of the property. We're going to be cleaning, chemically treating, sanding and sealing later in the week, and then we're also going to do a biocide plan where every 6 to 8 months we're going to come back and apply some biocide on the area to hopefully stop any organic growth coming back. Gonna have a go at cleaning the wall as well. I don't often clean walls like this, but I'm gonna probably do a chemical treatment on that first to soften things up, and then just do a light pass with a pressure washer. And we've got these steps as well. The lady said she'll probably have these painted at some point, so she doesn't really mind if I strip some of that paint off. And that's it. We're not going to bother with up here just yet. That might be for another time, but it's just the block paving today. Going to be a good one, I reckon.
Hi guys, thank you so much for all the support on the last few videos, and particular thanks to those who join the live streams every Monday night at 7:30, and all you guys that have also decided to become paid members of the channel with the channel memberships. Link in the description. So things are getting interesting. I'm purchasing some new equipment. I'm in the process of buying some new equipment. I was looking to upgrade anyway at some point. It's extremely overkill for the services that I'm offering. However, it should stand the test of time, and I don't see myself having to upgrade again in the next 5 or 10 years, hopefully. Providing I look after it, it should be fine. The reason I'm not telling you what it is, I don't have it just yet, but things are in motion, and hopefully this week it'll be complete and I can start talking about it. And the reason I'm telling you about it is because I'm a huge advocate for not buying things that you don't necessarily need and saving money where possible. You guys know me, I'm a bit of a tight ass, to be honest. I like to try and do things myself if possible. Now, this new piece of equipment came at a really good time. It was a good price, and the opportunity sort of presented itself to also build a relationship with another local business. What I'm not trying to do is be like one of those woodworking channels where they show you how easy it is to make a bench, but they're clearly using hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of woodworking equipment, and they've got this massive workshop that they can do it all in. Because I think that sort of takes away from the point that anyone can do this job, and it's less about the fancy equipment and more about your commitment and your passion to creating a successful business. But one thing I do want to talk about is knowing when to pull the trigger on stuff, because spending money is actually more difficult than it sounds, and it has been for me, and this learning curve over like the last 2 years. And everyone always says, oh, you've got to spend money to make money, but you never hear about all those people who expanded too quickly and then ran their business into the ground. And that's been something I've been so conscious about. I was having a chat with my brother the other night over WhatsApp, and he lives in Australia, and he's very, very business minded, and he's asking me, why haven't you employed someone yet? You're clearly sort of struggling to juggle everything with the YouTube and the quotes and doing the actual job itself. And the truth is, I'm already thinking about winter. Like, I could barely afford to pay myself last winter, and this time I want to make sure it's a good one, and I want to make sure I'm saving enough throughout the year where if I have a few quiet months, it's not going to matter too much. I think there's a fine balance in this industry, and probably in other industries as well, where the profits that you're earning through the job, a lot of the time it makes sense to pour it back into the business and to upgrade your equipment, because it's going to save you time on the next job. But like I spoke about in other videos, at what point do you stop? And at what point do you actually enjoy your profits? And just saving money for a rainy day. Like, I've never been someone who's been able to save. I've always lived pretty much beyond my means and just sort of barely scraped by, even though I've had decent jobs in the past. I've always been one to pretty much spend what I earn, and I wanted to do things differently now, and this business has taught me a lot with regards to managing my money. And if you get one small tip from this video and you're just starting out, the thing I'd recommend that you do straight away is separate your personal from your business outgoings. Get a business bank account as soon as you possibly can so you can separate everything. And just trust me when I say it's going to make things so much easier further down the line when it comes to making big purchases and then going back and doing your taxes. And also just understanding how much money you actually have. It sounds ridiculous, but when you've got personal outgoings and direct debits all mixed in with your business expenses, things can get very confusing, and you can very easily make mistakes and spend money that you don't actually have. And to that point, start saving your tax as early as possible. Ideally, open up another savings account for your tax. In the UK, as soon as you've hit the threshold of earning £1,000 with your new business, that's when you need to register for self-assessment. And if you get to the end of year one and you haven't started saving tax, you're going to be in a really sticky position for year two. And this is coming from me. I'm one of the most disorganized people on the planet. And luckily Sophie's really organized, and so when we got together, she went through my bank account and found loads of old direct debits for stuff that I'd signed up for years ago that I'd never used and I totally forgot I was paying for. Hundreds of pounds a year worth of outgoings and direct debits that I didn't even think to check. I mean, I never used to look at my statement. I just used to look at the number at the top to see how much money I had. This is the sort of person I was before I started this business. Luckily, I got in contact with a very good accountant very early on, and I asked him, what exactly do I need to have to you by the end of year one? And he's very good at making things crystal clear and super simple for people as disorganized and inexperienced as I am. And even just through some of our 10-minute phone calls where I've rang him in a panic or I've got a question, he's explained to me some of the basic principles of spending money. Is it the right time? Will it benefit the business? Should I get this on finance, or should I use some of my liquid profits? What makes more sense? And it's not always the same answer. And so I guess tip number 2 for this video would be to get yourself a good accountant. And by a good accountant, I don't mean find someone that's going to save you the most tax. What I mean is find someone that you can communicate with effectively. And don't focus too much on what everyone else is buying. It's very easy to be influenced by all these people that you follow online, maybe even colleagues in the business or big YouTubers that are running these insane setups. It's very easy to think that that is the goal that we should all be striving for. In my opinion, I don't think it is. I think everyone's goals are different. Everyone's budgets are different. And more importantly, we've all started our businesses from a very unique point in our lives, which doesn't necessarily align with what other people are doing. What I'm saying is I don't want you guys to see me making big purchases and think that you need to do the same to run a successful business. And I know I don't need to justify this to anyone, but I want you to know that when I'm buying stuff, it's something that's been well considered. It's going to benefit the business in the long run, and I've taken into account all my options first.
Okay, we're all done. Everything's rinsed down, looking good. There's not a mark on this drive. I'm really happy with it. No oil stains, no weird black spots. There was loads of black spots here earlier, but they've all gone after the hypo treatment. The wall has come up good. That's not really any pressure. I just gave it a rinse down. Most of the black spots are gone. There are a few remaining, but when I come back to do the biocide treatment, I'll probably just biocide all the walls as well. It's looking good. I'm happy with that. We'll be back in a few days to resand and seal.
With that said, I want to thank all my members: Spick and Span, Batman, Stephen, Chris, Surface Medics, Mr. Moo, Andy, Ettore Sia, Josh Jones, Mark Snedden, The Pressure Team, Gary from Weird Jet Washing, Harvey, Craig, Eric, Trueflow, James, Stevo, Luke, Zach, Corion Cleaning, Charlie, Ross, Sean, Nathan, Connor, Patrick, Adam, Gary, King Con, RP Plays, and CDS Cleaning. Thanks for your support, guys. Really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.